Hi, I'm Gabrielle, and I know recently I have been sharing a lot about self love. And the reason I'm doing it is because I want to share my journey with you. I realize just in conversations with different people, it doesn't matter the color of skin or anything like that. What I've found is that so many people are hurting on the inside, and there's no way or no outlet of how to get beyond that hurt. And so I'm sharing some of the things that I've done and some of the information that has come to me that has helped me get rid of the self loathing and self hate that I once had for myself. And you're probably saying, well, I love myself. I said the same thing. I used to be, my biggest quote unquote cheerleader. Oh, I love myself. Always looking in the mirror and this and that and the other. But the truth is, all of that was a facade. And the real truth of the matter is, I had suppressed who I truly was for acceptance of others. And that one thing made me hate myself for years. And I buried it deep inside. And it would have remained hidden unless I did the work on myself. And that's to dig through my past, to pull it up, and to find when I was a child what made me hate me. And when I say hate me, I realized that I didn't like me when I started paying attention to the thoughts that I think. And I did so. I was following a man named Bob Proctor, phenomenal gentleman, and also Lisa Nichols. I'm sure you've probably heard of both of them. They were both in a movie called The Secret. That's how I was introduced to them, and I started following them and following some of their teachings. And in doing so, one of the practices was to think about what you think about. And I started thinking about what I think about. And I came across a time when I'd made a mistake, and I noticed that I called myself stupid on the inside. And then I made comments to other people about how clumsy I am, and if I, didn't have my head screwed on, I'd lose it, and all kinds of just negative things about myself. And after I took notice of it, I realized I didn't love me. And I had to figure out, where did this come from? And so that started me on a journey to self-love and self-discovery. And so I have now found a passion to help other people do the same thing. I spoke to a woman that I was working with last week, and she said, I don't love myself. And I mean, I could definitely identify with it. And she started telling me about how her husband loved her, and how every day he would tell her how much he loved her. And that's great. That's good. But what if you don't have that husband for validation? And is that really his responsibility? Shouldn't it be our own responsibility to love ourselves and then draw it in and let it be from the inside out and not the other way around? See, we've been trained to get validation from everything and everybody except ourselves. Get validation from that man of how beautiful you are. Get validation from that job of how great a work you do, through that yearly evaluation. I want to cuss. I'm sorry. F that. How about you validate you? When you do the very best work you can possibly do, you've given it your all. And you validate yourself when you're done with that work. And you look at it and you look it over and you say, that's a masterpiece. That's validation enough. You've given it your all. Why is this so hard to do? Why is it that you prepare your hair, you do your makeup, or you do whatever it is that you do to prepare yourself for the day? And why you can't just look in the mirror and your own validation be enough? Because it is. Something Louise Hay said all the time, when you think about a baby, they just love themselves. And I started, just kind of studying babies around me, and they really do. They think well, I'm not going to say they think, they know they're the shit. Excuse my French. They just do. They're not worried about their hair. They're not worried about their nails. They're not worried about anything. They tell you what they want, and they do so in the manner that they deem, necessary. So they'll be nice at first. And then if you're not getting the message, you don't take their hints or their clues because they can't use words yet, then you might get a scream or a cry. But for the most part, they're just expressing their desires and their needs. But when it comes to themselves, they're totally confident in who they are. And they express themselves in that manner. And we're supposed to be the same way, uninhibited, not feeling fear or anguish because of who we're around, or, the setting that we're in. Forget all of that. Just be authentically you. Be yourself in every situation. And then love yourself and be able to express yourself in whatever way that you see fit. That's, not offensive to other people. And so, that's really where I'm taking my own life. And I'm sharing my journey with you. I'm sharing some of the things that I've done in order to get rid of self-loathing, to get rid of self-doubt, to get rid of harsh self-criticism, and to come into self-love so that I could be the best version of myself. I realized that if I had not taken this journey, I would never get to the pinnacle or to the height of my potential in life. And so this work was necessary for me. And I believe it's necessary for you too, so that we can all be our very best. There's enough room at the top for all of us. There's no need for the crab in the barrel syndrome. We can all have it all. Well, that's what I'm sharing. And I felt the need to tell why I'm talking so much about self-love, because it really is the first step to real, true success in life. And so if we don't take this journey, we'll never reach the height or the pinnacle of our potential. So this is me sharing my why to you, and you'll see more of it coming. And as things unfold, self-love encompasses so many different components, so many different steps. And we'll talk about each one of those, and we'll dive deep into what those steps are, why we need to take them, and what the benefits are to you, and what the benefits will be to your life. So this is me and also loving you to the very height of our existence. Until next time, this is Gabrielle. I'll see you soon.